Previously in Dragon's Maw, the Enclave remnants and the people of Skyfall parted ways, and Chase immediately set the ship back down in the Maw for repairs. This allowed the Steel Rangers, the B-Team, the Four Horses Tribals, and the Cyber Changelings to send representatives on board so that Skyfall could support the war against the Cult of Tiamat, as a communication sub, a mobile headquarters, and as air support. Meanwhile, Zenkorn scorned some rage to feed his addiction later. The group devised a basic plan of attack, the first step being to rush the Dragonstone near Redscale Cathedral and use it to pinpoint the final dragon Vasuki's lair. Without any more intel than that, the rest would have to be improvised. While all the forces fight on the ground, without guns or magic, they'll be counting on the Dragon Maulers to perform the surgical strike that will hopefully cripple the cult and take down the executive. So we begin, after, I assume, a fitful night's sleep, and then early in the morning the ship begins to rise again, with the intent of heading towards the Voodoo Curse Zone for a surprise insertion into the battleground, so that the Maulers can reach the Dragonstone first thing.
Woo! I feel like we need epic music playing.
Nah, just my droning voice will do just fine to make this real exciting.
I could go get a kazoo. Would getting a kazoo help?
No, it would not. As much as I love that beautiful, shiny plastic golden goose.
Dun 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 dun.
Really?
Okay, which tune are we going for here?
There's like three that could be.
I believe that's the Star Fox tune.
No, that's Bowser.
Yeah,
that's the Bowser's.
I was thinking like something from Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm not as up and up on video game music as I should be.
I was thinking it could also be from Pokemon. So.
No,
wow, we have all failed miserably today, right off the bat.
That was the Bowser airship theme.
Yes, you said that.
Which is not a recent tune, I will say. I'm Mr. Not Up and Up on video game music. That was 1990 what?
Depends on which version, I guess.
To be fair, I didn't grow up with a console.
Neither did I.
I grew up with a Mac, so.
I grew up with a bunch of emulators. Anyway.
How old are you?
23.
Oh, wow. Am I really the oldest one
is
here?
Old. Oh, no, you are not the oldest one here.
Nope, I'm
Is
somewhere
there
in the middle.
anyone older than 25 here?
Yeah, you're not the oldest one here.
Joe was old.
Don't tease Jala.
Anyway.
He's mature, unlike the rest of us.
Unlike everyone else here.
I probably feel older than I really am, but...
Alright.
You are also definitely 100% more mature than the rest of us.
Absolutely.
Regardless of age.
Defining maturity?
No, don't get into definitions, please. We've had enough of that already in the frickin' chat before leading up to this.
All I'm saying is my logic was perfect.
From a certain point of view.
You said it, not me!
So,
how
here
about
we
them
are.
hellhounds?
How about that? Alright. So, if the ship, stirring to life and rising up into the air doesn't wake you up, then Chase will be sending around guards to gather you all up and get you ready, using either, Javolt's, sort of crane system, or Javolt and Raven's sort of crane system, or using one of the, sort of Enclave sky carts that the remnants left you. But it would need a Pegasus to pull it.
Tibbs is going to look noticeably worried between his two options for getting to the ground, before sighing and taking Javolt's.
I presume
is actually going to examine the cards and say, does this really need a Pegasus or just flight-capable individuals?
Ooh.
I think the magic involved, says one of the guards, works a bit better if it's an actual Pegasus, it being the Enclave and all. It synergizes more with their latent magic or something.
I think I could... Hold on.
Could is there time to experiment and see if Tempered Steel can use his hammer to control one of the flight carts?
You've got a few minutes before we get within range.
I'm taking the crane.
Yeah, Javolt is going to experiment with the hammer cart combination with tempered steel.
I guess you're looking...
Should we roll Arcana for that?
Arcana is what you're looking for there.
Alrighty then.
For both of us? Or...
Yeah, since you're working together on this.
Okay. I got... That is not a natural one. That is a 23.
Alright, so...
Your bonus is 14. Why did you think that was a natural one?
Well, I was kind of worried. My math brain farted.
They die, I did that stuff.
I got a 25, one short of a nat 20.
You think that somehow if you were able to strap Tempered Steel in, and he were to start flying with his hammer, he could somehow manage to pull the whole thing forward, and it would theoretically work. And
would
you
the flight negatives hit that though?
Less so. Like, he'd actually get a bonus because of the synergy between his hammer and this particular set of tech, but only about +5 to counter his -10.
Right. No one will expect a flying minotaur dragging a mad scientist donkey. Javolt hops into the cart. This will work perfectly.
Congratulations, Tempered Steel. You are now the Grand Flying Steed. If you want to be.
What skill would be used to fly the thing?
Athletics. Or whatever flight skill you think would be appropriate. It's for pulling a sky cart.
With a hammer.
Yeah.
Javolt actually pauses a moment, says, if we're going for the confusion route, walks off the cart, looks for a random cardboard box.
I'll humor you and say you managed to find one relatively quickly.
And then walks back to the cart. I have a plan.
And that doubles my decision to use the crane.
Pretty much.
You know what?
Well,
I think with my
Zencon, this doesn't really matter for you.
I think with my athletic score, yeah, I will do that.
Oh my god.
Tibbs is also going to lean into Zencon and go, look, man, I'll split you 50-50 on the stuff. I can probably get a better deal from the outside. Done.
Considering most of it will probably end up going back to you, most of the money will probably end up going back to you anyway at this point. Sure, why not?
That's alright, bloke.
Okay, then.
So I guess we just wait until we're over the place with the stuff.
Tempered Steel will spend that time practicing moving the cart around.
You use your hammer to start hovering in the cargo bay, just hovering around, pulling the cart behind you with Javolt in the cart. This mental image is hard to process.
Everyone present is like, what?
Roll me an athletics check to test for your test flight.
And that's with a -5 rather than the normal -10?
Yes.
Okay.
Stop. What is with you and the gods of the dice roller today?
Joker?
That's his flight test, though.
Somehow you take to this like a duck to water. This cart and your hammer synergize so well that from now on, this action with this particular cart costs you no penalty to fly in it. And you're able to just kind of gracefully zoom around with something approaching the greatest of ease. Just pulled along by your hammer, strapped behind you, this metallic kind of military looking cart inside a cybernetic crazy mad donkey scientist. I can't get away from this mental image.
With the cardboard box. The cardboard box is important.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Might be.
What is the importance of the cardboard box?
God damn, it's a Schrodinger's box. It may or may not be important. There's no way to tell without observing it.
Javolt turns to Zenkarn and everyone else who's not taking a card and says, "We'll go first. Wait, what, 5-10 minutes? Something like that."
Whole minutes? Aurelia looks skeptical at this. 10 whole minutes?
Well, somewhere between 5 and 10.
While you're dealing with the guards below that potentially have guns and magic?
You're gonna have to explain.
You're right, 5 minutes. 5 minutes is probably safer.
Look, I thought we were sending in Diesel first.
I'm going for a confusion ploy.
Okay.
Just let
Care
it
to explain that to the rest of us so, we can coordinate?
I'm going to pretend to be a pizza delivery cult.
Oh, so when you wanted a cardboard box, you specifically wanted a pizza box.
Well, yes.
Because a regular cardboard box generally has more, shall we say, rectangular qualities.
Well, I could pretend to be a Chinese delivery if it's really important.
I don't think that exists in the Wasteland, let alone pizza, now that I'm thinking about it.
I think
Javolt.
pizza does exist. I think it was in an episode.
Javolt, if you're going
We're talking about Fallout Equestria.
That's true,
Guys,
but I'm just
guys,
saying.
let him do it. It'll be hilarious.
I don't want the Diamond Dog to kill us all.
Javolt, if you're going for a confusion ploy, congratulations, because we are now confused.
Do you seriously want to try this?
Yes.
Do the rest of you seriously want to let him do this?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Tibbs is
No
gonna
questions
look at
asked.
Zenkarn and just go, fuck it, it's his own life.
Yeah, exactly. Tips gets where I'm coming from.
Tempered Steel will be taking no part in the crazy
So here's
box of confusion plan.
Aurelia is just like, I can't believe this. We're actually going to do this. Oh my god.
I don't think so.
Wait. But if you're pretending to be delivering pizza, then what do you do once you get down there? Do you actually have a pizza to deliver?
I'll make it up.
You have like 4 minutes.
Please just let him go.
What happens
I'll
if
just ask
what
who
happens
ordered
if
the
you get
pizza.
down there and you don't actually have a pizza?
We're sending down an invisible hellhound after him.
You know what?
It's not gonna be a problem.
You know
Aurelia, stop
You're right.
asking questions.
Vermilion,
Let him do it.
Vermilion, do you have a pizza?
Javolt, if you are doing
Or,
this,
no,
I'm
actually,
not
the cupcakes. Bring me the cupcakes.
Vermilion dashes off.
gonna... Javolt,
When
if
did
you are
I
doing
ever start
this,
letting
you're
you
gonna
give
get,
my
you're gonna
cat
have to get
orders?
someone else to fly you down.
But you're part of the whole thing. The flying minotaur. That's part of the confusion gambit.
And Aurelia goes, and this will somehow get them to go away from the Dragonstone so we can analyze it and find the Vasuki's lair?
Well, it'll certainly give them pause.
Oh,
Yeah,
so it's
or
it's
what,
basically
5
just giving...
seconds?
We're basically just giving Diesel an opening to tear them apart.
Yeah.
Look, it
Essentially.
either works or he dies. It's a win-win situation. Let him do it.
Jin, somewhere nearby, just constantly shaking his head. Like, I cannot believe this.
Does the Vermilion come back?
Aurelia comes back with a plate full of cupcakes.
Yeah, that'll do. It goes in the box. So we're cupcake delivery people now.
Oh my god.
I am not going to help you deliver those cupcakes.
But you're the... Do you really want me to ask Zenkarn to fly the cart?
I'm not flying that cart, and there's no fucking way you can make me fly that cart. Get Jin to do it.
Why is it when I actually have, like, these really detailed plans that you guys don't wait 5 minutes to derail them horribly?
We love you.
It's not like I can see the rails. I just have like a vague approximation of where this train is going.
This train has left the station and is AWOL. Alright.
The rails of the crazy train.
So, you know, Jin turns into tempered steel, flies them down, and everything's fine. Plan's intact, and no one we like dies.
Actually, Aurelia might be best because they're dragon worshippers.
No,
right?
no, you leave me out of this. It's tempered steel or no.
Tempered, come on. Once in your life, embrace the crazy.
You know, on some level, I think a minotaur flying around a cart with a hammer is crazy enough.
Exactly.
And then you add a Javolt on top of that.
Come on, if it all goes wrong, you can smash them with your hammer.
Diesel hefts up his own hammer and reaches for
you'll need the time advantage. I mean, look at the size of that thing.
What exactly are we accomplishing that's not going to be accomplished by, just dropping in and just starting with because I'm assuming there is no plan whatsoever that will allow us to talk these people into...
This might be the plan that allows you to do that. If you're looking for an opportunity, this confusion, they're guards. Their first instinct, unless they are confused, is probably going to be to shoot on sight. If you want an opportunity to talk to them, unbelievably, this might be your in.
Oh dear.
See, Javolt does know psychology.
Thank you, Din, for posting "When I die, I want my group mates to lower me to my grave so they can let me down one last time." Thank you. Thank you for posting that.
You're welcome. You can thank Cuteless for that, because he sent me the original one way back when. The original one has, like, pictures of Die and says, I want my party to let me down. Or, yeah.
I want my party to lower me to my grave so they can let me down one last time.
God. Oh, man.
So, is Mayor Chase in the room?
No, he's busy, running the ship.
Spuds, just take this crazy. Let's just get this rolling.
Just do it, Steel. Just trust me on this.
I'm letting this possibly happen. That has to mean something. I haven't shut down this crazy train yet.
When have you ever shut down a crazy train?
A few times.
But if this goes terribly and people die, I'm going to hate all of you so much.
Look, if you die, I promise to bring you back so you can punch him in the face.
You know what? Zenkarn might be the one he'd want to punch first for being part of trying to convince him to go along with this.
That's why I'm bringing you back with my abilities. It means you can't cause me any harm while you're under them.
Tibbs is going to look at Tempered Steel and go, alright mate, look, here's your options. You go down there, you follow his stupid plan and possibly confuse them enough that you can talk to them, or we send down the Diamond Dog and they all die. Just plain and simple. They will die. They'll probably eat most of them.
Could we just have the Diamond Dog hide on the cart if he's going to be invisible?
I was going to do that anyway. I was going to go with you.
If we really are going to go crazy, do we have any uniforms that could be used as, like, disguises?
Wait, that was a turnaround.
Look, if I'm going to go for this, I'm not going to go halfway.
Alright, let me get out the cloaks.
Good on you for not half-assing, I guess. Good on Steel.
Javolt just sort of
Go full crazy.
Javolt hands Steel one of the cloaks that, from a while back, that looks sort of like a cultist cloak that he made, and puts on one himself.
Well, I meant kind of like a delivery cloak, a delivery costume, but...
Well, obviously, we're part of the cultist delivery group.
Stop questioning this and just go along with it.
Now, doesn't Firelight have a full resurrection ability or something?
That would be Firelight and Tibbs, almost.
Yeah.
And me.
You're all good.
Yeah.
No one, if you die, we can bring
three
you back.
people can theoretically die today, and 2 of them would come back completely healthy.
If Tempered Steel dies, I want Firelight to revive him.
Firelight
I promise nothing.
promises to keep an eye out for you should the worst happen. He would also he's mainly letting this happen because he doesn't want any unnecessary bloodshed against potentially members of the cult who don't know any better. So he's allowing this to happen.
The fact that might possibly be a thing that happens is the only reason Tempered Steel is going along with it. So, oh boy.
So you guys get into your uniforms. Diesel hops into the back of the sky cart and gets ready to turn on his his stealth buck. The ship comes to a stop somewhere kind of over the big old dormant volcano in the center of the Maw, and one of the guards in the cargo bay, as the door opens, says, "This is possibly as close as we can get without being too obvious. So if you want to make your approach, now's a good time to do it. We will follow after you." And then Space Java dropped from the call. Good.
I'll be back.
Yep.
Sorry, I got cut off.
Yep. Basically, they stop somewhere relatively inconspicuous and open the doors for you.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I still cannot believe this is a thing we are actually doing.
I can't believe you are acting as the driver, being pulled forward. You are Thor pulling a cart. I can't believe that's happening.
Volt just rolls his eye, just gives an eye-rolling motion. Haven't you learned anything about science? Basically, nothing is impossible.
I wouldn't be sure about that.
Well, okay. Mostly nothing is impossible, so long as you follow the rules.
Here we go, guys. Are you ready to watch something magical happen?
I suppose magical is
well,
either
either the magical thing happens and this somehow ends up in a victory, or the mundane thing happens and oh boy, I wouldn't want to be you guys.
Oh boy.
Unbelievable. Okay.
Unbelievable.
Shall we? Do you Tempered Steel? Do you take off? Do you take flight?
Just do it.
What
Do
the
it
hell?
before everyone. Just
Tempered Steel, do you take flight?
Before you chicken out!
Reluctantly and slowly at first, but yes. Yes.
You hold out your hammer and just there are no words. You just lift off the ground and pull behind you this cart with the invisible hellhound and the mad scientist, both of you in cloaks, him carrying a cardboard box filled with cupcakes, and you soar off out of the bay doors and into the sky. Roll athletics to fly with no penalty.
Wow. Oh. I got a 20.
Oh, that is more than adequate. You fly with the cart's innate synergy. You fly with like no turbulence at all. Javolt is an incredibly smooth ride for you, and this is the best you've flown since you first got this ability, Tempered Steel, and you just fly on down over with the sun just beginning to rise over the jagged edge of the Maw, bathing the ground below in kind of red-orangish light. And you fly down towards, in your destination, you can see in the rolling desert hills, you can see the Red Skull Cathedral standing proud. Bunch of ponies kind of milling around that, and a few miles to the east of that, you see a hill with a big jagged rock jutting out of it, and looks like about 6 to 8 cultist guards standing around it, keeping watch.
You know, the fact that I am flying so well and how amazing the view is from up here is almost enough to make me forget how absolutely friggin' crazy insane this is right now.
It's only considered insane because it's not normal.
I have no words. Words, I have none. Words
Oh,
are
good. I'm a better speaker anyway.
You hear kind of an annoyed grunt come from behind Javolt.
Oh.
As you approach the Dragonstone, they kind of spot you fairly easily out of the sky, and you hear some clicking sounds and some sort of magical sounds as spells are charged and weapons are aimed.
Javolt is going to try to raise his voice. Cupcake delivery from the cathedral itself.
Roll persuasion.
Okay.
Can I make a an assistance persuasion roll?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Okay, let me see. Ooh, I got a 27.
This is happening.
This is happening. Oh my gosh.
And I got a 22.
Against all odds, they do not shoot you out of the sky. They keep their eyes on you, but allow you and your small crew to touch down. The sky cart lands with the kind of a thump.
Javolt hops out of the cart, opens the box to show.
Oh, yeah. As you move to open the box, their weapons just all train on you specifically.
He opens the box slowly and shows that there are in fact cupcakes inside.
Well, they don't make a move or a sound. Just there's kind of you're kind of at a standoff now.
Well, do you mind if I come over to give these to you? I'm just saying, with all the hard work you've been doing guarding the stone, the higher-ups thought you needed a little treat.
One of them, through his face mask, barks out, "Who sent you? Who authorized this?"
Sunshine, her name was. Yeah, Javolt's completely lying. Should I roll another persuasion?
Yes.
I am going to make an assisting persuasion roll.
Okay. Oh, I got a 19 this time.
I got a 28, and actually, with my helping, I'm going to use my helping hand so that he gets the 18 and I get the 10.
Oh, okay. That would be 20 for him, and
one of them looks to the one closest to you keeps his gun trained on you. The other next to him kind of leans over and says, "Sunshine, I guess that sounds like something she would do."
As well. Yeah, here you go. And he just starts handing out.
And they keep their weapons up again. Place them on the ground.
Javolt just rolls his eyes, puts it down on the ground, lightly pushes it toward them, and just says, "Yeah, how are things out here, by the way? I mean..."
Well, we're not at the front lines, I guess. There's that.
Yeah. Very wise of Vasuki to keep you here. Or whoever ordered you here, I suppose. I mean, I assume it's Vasuki. I'm new to the cults, in case it wasn't clear.
Oh, that gets you a bunch of weapons pointed straight at you.
What? I'm just saying, I know who's going to win this. And I know why. Because we have her support.
When were you inducted?
About 3 weeks ago, I think. 3.5, somewhere around that time.
Who was the one who inducted you?
I believe his name was...
The cart shifts for no particular reason.
Yeah, Crumbles, I think.
No, not the one who referred you, the one who inducted you.
Tempersfield will merely stand there. Tempersfield will merely stand there with a giant smile on his face.
One of them points their gun at Tempered Steel and says, "You, what's your story?"
He's mute.
Yes, he will try to say with actions that he doesn't have the ability to speak.
Persuasion?
Yes. Let's see how far this can go.
I got a 25.
I got a 19 again.
They are incredibly more confused by that. And one of them goes, How does a wacko donkey and a mute minotaur end up in the cult of Tiamat? I mean, what? Actually, a couple of the others glare at him, and he holds up his hooves and goes, not I'm trying to be like speciesist or anything, just like, I mean, all hail the dragons and everything, but like, I'm just interested in their story is all.
Well,
Tempered Steel.
But no, wait. And then the leader goes, no. Who inducted you?
why, old Owlie, I think. There was an owl in his name. I think it was Green Owl. Yes. Do I roll again?
Yeah.
Is there a luck skill?
This. I'm kind of
23.
I'm relying on the dice to.
23.
I got a 19 to assist.
Oh my gosh. Are we serious?
You mean Father Keen Owl?
Keen Owl. I knew it was an een sound. I'm sorry, it's the ears.
They are still very suspicious, but still very
I'm going
confused.
to be totally honest. I heard rumors about some half-dragon people, and me and my buddy, we thought, if we could get dragonized, our physical problems could be fixed up. Not to say we do hail the dragons and all, it's just we're still working our minds around the philosophy.
Tempered Steel gives an enthusiastic nod, like, yes, that'd be great to have my ailments healed.
Well, one of the hybrids off to the side, this unicorn hybrid, says, well, I think they're only accepting ponies right now. So, but I mean, I guess I don't see a reason why they wouldn't extend the program eventually. It's just, we don't have a whole lot of other recruits right now.
Tempered Steel gives a disappointed shrug.
So, yeah.
So, what kind of cupcakes are those?
Well, I haven't actually tested them myself. Well, actually, yeah, I did eat one. I wasn't supposed to. Can you keep that a secret?
Hey, all that matters is that there's enough for everybody.
Yeah, I think there's a mix of vanilla, chocolate.
Dibs on the chocolate, one of them says, and the others groan, like, oh, come on.
Pointing as debate heats up over who gets the chocolate cupcake.
This is exactly what happens.
I think there's like 3 chocolate cupcakes.
You notice a shimmering near the arguing guards as if something is getting ready to strike.
I sort of clear my throat, trying to get what's his name? Diesel's attention, and try to flick my ears toward the stone itself.
I'm not sure what you're trying to communicate to him.
I'm trying to try to activate the stone while they're distracted.
That is not what Diesel was hired to do.
No. I don't think, your message doesn't seem to take. He steps back but doesn't seem to know what to do.
So,
Tempered Steel will look at the stone they are guarding inquisitively.
Do you make any other gestures other than look at it?
He will shift his head a little, like he's looking at it, wondering about it.
And Javot will pick up on that and say, "Yeah, I get that this stone is important, but what does it really do?"
Oh, well, no one told you?
No.
Well, this scripting on here is it's like the dragon's dying message to us.
Really?
Yeah, it's basically the phrase over and over, a curse upon thee is our righteous vengeance, guns, gold, magic, machines, blood, betrayal, and death, our ruin shall be thy ruin everlasting. And the guard who's explaining this gets a couple of just kind of annoyed looks from the others, as if, this guard who's talking to you is kind of the, talkative one of the group, or the know-it-all.
Tempered Steel will attempt to cautiously, in attempt to try to avoid, getting them to point their weapons at him, will cautiously try to approach the stone.
You don't mind if we take a look at it?
They point their weapons up again and said, no.
All right.
The whole point we're guarding this is to make sure that the lair remains a secret. Apparently, the Maulers, you might have heard of them. They can use it to figure out where the lair is, so we're keeping this under guard.
So what? It's just the Maulers, or?
I guess, if any of our other enemies got to here, then yeah, that would be a problem too.
Well, I suppose it's a good thing that no one but us is here to poke at that rock.
I'm not. You'd have to do more than just poke at it. Other than if all it took was to poke at it, then one of us would have activated it a long time ago.
Really? What, does it take a magic spell, or just magic, or what?
You think we know that? I don't think any of us are beyond scouts yet. That kind of knowledge they say for the higher tiers.
Right. Javolt is going to subtly try to figure out where Diesel is at the moment.
He's basically standing where he was, trying to remain still so that he doesn't draw any more attention.
Tempered Steel will act like he heard something off to the side and look in that direction.
And Javolt will pick up on this and just say, wait, is that a rat scorpion?
They all look, and there is no red scorpion.
Huh. Wow.
Are you trying to pull something?
No. It's part of why I joined. It's the eyes. He gestures at his eyes. Not very good anymore.
The hybrid nods and says, yeah, I had a bum leg before I got this. It's really sweet, actually.
Tempered Steel will lean down to try and take a closer look at it.
It's covered in, light armor right now, so.
Oh, right.
And, Javolt will sort of glance at Tempered Steel, glance at his hammer, glance at the rock, very pointedly, and say, well, this has actually been very fascinating.
Well, I'm sure you guys have stuff to do.
Yeah. Oh, I just remembered. I'm totally sorry about this, but I think Kappa said they were going to randomize the rotation. Like, you're supposed to head back, and your replacements will be coming up.
Roll persuasion really well on this one.
All right. Let's see if I get a natural 20.
I did.
Oh, you got a natural 20.
Fuck off!
Gestures.
It's the confident Minotaur.
Fuck off.
I'm sorry for your pain.
What the actual goddamn... Oy vey. Oh, how?
I am as shocked as you are.
Also, am I kind of loud, or?
No.
You got a little loud just because of the...
Yeah.
Just because of the wee bit of rage.
Yeah, that's... Somehow...
The donkey they don't trust, but that Minotaur, he's got an honest face.
Somehow you manage some kind of gesture, Jawa, and the leader just kind of takes notice of your gestures and just kind of nods mysteriously, and then he turns to the rest of his squad and says, all right, guys, we have new orders. And the rest of them go, wait, what? and he says, yep, got it in code. We gotta move out. And they kind of look around confused, and one of them goes, so who's going to guard the stone then? And the leader just kind of points back at the Minotaur and says, higher up say it'll be taken care of.
Tempered Steel will stand there kind of triumphantly and salute like he is going to faithfully carry out his duty here until he is relieved.
The leader looks back at you and says, don't be so obvious like that. You really are new. I mean, have they been a scout for like 2 days or something? Anyway, let's move out, guys.
And I guess they just all walk
They pack
off.
up their equipment, and what the hell? Somehow you just flailed your arms, and they just start marching off back to the cathedral.
So how long will it take for them to be at the cathedral, or how long will we have?
Well, it's kind of a hike to get there, so.
Well before they get back, the others should arrive.
Yeah, you've bought like anywhere from 15 minutes to half an hour.
Okay, once they are all out of earshot, Tempered Seal will finally say, I was present there for that whole thing, and yet I still can't believe that actually worked.
Science!
That Diesel uncloaks and mutters, "That was not science."
That was absolute total BS.
That's a lot of science, really. That's what a lot of science is.
Diesel is looking so mad at you guys.
Interesting that the Minotaur specifically says BS.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Well, it
so,
could be
we
interpreted
want to...
that way, or it could alternatively be interpreted as a buttload of science.
Of course.
Wow. Be right back. I'm gonna find a table to flip real quick. I'll be right back.
So,
Take all the time you need.
Is he actually walking off?
I think he's just taking a short, drink break.
I don't blame him. I do not blame him in the slightest.
Hold on. I feel like this calls for the GIF. Where the hell is it? Here we go.
What GIF is that?
The GIF.
If I was a drinking man, now would be a really good time. Tip over pony and my plans explode. Yes, that GIF is a good description.
So, Javolt turns to Tempered Steel and says, "So, do we activate the stone now? Wait until they're a good distance away?
We wait until
Skyfall starts to get moving as soon as Swift confirms that apparently, I guess they are in fact walking away. Oh, and they took the cupcakes with them. I should probably mention they took the cupcakes with them.
Yep.
We wait until the others arrive. That's what we wait for. Tempered Seal is going to bring the cart close to where the stone is, and then unhook from it.
Diesel's just shaking his head. It would have been quick.
Yes, it would have been. I found this funnier, though.
Can we just get a slow clap? Okay.
So that was a thing we actually made work.
Congratulations to both of you. You deserve it. Now let's get on with it.
Let's get on with it.
No, seriously, good job, but also goddamn.
I cannot believe I didn't kill you.
Never underestimate the donkey.
Clearly.
That is one of those moments that makes Javolt earn his crazy awesome rating.
Indeed.
Woo!
God. Just
It's the magic carpet all over again.
that shouldn't have.
Do you actually need the rest of us, or can we just go?
Well, we need you to pick us up after we activate
You have
this
the
town.
cart!
Yeah, we can just fly away. But, Tempered Steel is waiting until the others arrive, just to... we said they were coming, so...
Yep.
Let's-
Skyfall quickly moves into position, and the crane lowers with the rest of the party on it.
Right. So here's what's going to happen.
So,
Tempered is going to activate the rock, then we're all going to get on Skyfall and fly the heck away.
so once they lower, he says, I guess that worked after all. Go figure.
Hibbs is going to turn to Zenkarn and hand him 5 bits.
Thank you.
Caps.
Caps. Yeah, I meant caps.
Yep. No, he
No, he
five
just has
five actual
wolf
golden
meal.
bits because that was the value of the bet.
Okay.
Okay.
So, are we ready to see if this works?
As Aurelia's just Diesel just climbs back up onto the crane and is like, "You guys have fun. I'm going back."
We didn't have anything else we needed to do before we tried to activate this thing, did we?
Nope.
Kill
Tibbs will
everyone
turn to
on our
Diesel and
way.
go, sorry, no, didn't really plan for Javolt. I'll make sure you get to actually devour some ponies some other time.
Will do.
So, is there any writing on it aside from what they mentioned? Anything
No,
important?
it's the same usual phrase.
Okay. Tempered Steel.
But as you might remember from before, once you activate it, the text tends to change towards something referencing the specific curse.
Perfect. Tempered Steel will start give it a test tap with his hammer.
Aurelia's just like, wait, what the hell did you do?
We talked. Well, I talked. He mimed.
And that
No,
just worked?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you how or why it worked. It just did.
The science of psychology and sociology.
Or
Javolt
just
cupcakes.
ridiculous luck.
Javolt happened. That's the best I can give you. Somehow Javolt happened.
Alright, let's just get this over with. Let's activate this thing before they realize that you guys are idiots.
To see Skyfall.
They're gonna notice the ship momentarily. Let's actually get this done.
Okay.
Yes. Steel will give the rock a test swing with the hammer, nothing too hard, to see if it activate. Shoot.
We can still hear you, Joma.
Shoot.
You apparently can't hear us.
There he goes. Apparently the disconnect is on a delay.
Mm.
So, the spot... Oh, wait, well, I'll just actually wait for him to get back. God damn it.
He pokes it with his hammer. What happens?
The
Let's all not pretend we don't know where this is going.
the spot where his hammer strikes the stone. The text just there, the draconic script there, that spot alone changes text.
Oh, sorry, I got cut off again. Did it?
The spot where you strike the dragon stone, that text in that spot changes.
What does it say now?
Make a history roll to see if you understand the script.
Can't we just have Aurelia read it?
Okay. Aurelia just reads it.
That's a very good point.
Aurelia kind of leans in and reads it, because it's kind of mixed in with a lot of the other script, but that one spot has changed, and she's just like, it says, say please?
Alright, Javolt walks up and says, please.
Tibbs is going to turn to Aurelia and go, do dragons even have a word for please?
Well,
it's
they have a written word, obviously.
It's a rough translation.
All
A
right.
pony's please is more like a dragon's gimme or do it. The word is a bit more forceful. Anyway, when Javolt says please, the whole stone lights up. The text on it changes to over and over again. Aurelia reads it out. Guys, it's saying it's about time you all showed up.
Yay!
A.
And
She's expecting us, isn't she?
And the light builds up in the dragon's stone, building up from the ground towards the tip, and then shines back down on all of you. And you find
She's
yourself...
underground, isn't she?
You find yourselves bathed in magical energy, and feel yourselves pulled in some inexplicable way out of space and through some other dimension and into somewhere else.
Died. Became stronger. Like a boss.
And when you, I guess, appear on the other side, the first thing you notice is that you can't breathe.
That's probably bad.
Everything you can see is just this sort of opaque, multicolored, what feels like you're kind of suspended in some kind of gel, and it's opaque, and you can't see your hooves in front of your face.
This is like a can't breathe where we are all suffocating.
Yes.
Hold on. No, I don't. I don't.
Can we move at all?
You can struggle. I'd suggest
Did
rolling.
Igor come with us? Said she's my companion, apparently.
Yep, all the companions came along too. So that includes Butter and Jin and Aurelia and Igor and
Tempered Steel will try to grab the cart, and
the cart has been left behind.
try and
Igor
grab
is
Butter.
mechanical. Is she struggling to breathe?
Huh?
Or
Say what? Sorry.
Igor is
Igor is just kind of stuck and getting sort of soaked and kind of wet-ish, but Igor's not having a good time either. But Igor could theoretically.
Is there any? I mean, is this some sort of gel or what is it?
It's some sort of gel, and actually, now that you've been in it for a few seconds, kind of burning too, kind of acidic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Javon
Is anyone? Can anyone think of any kind of like weather specifically that might be good in getting rid of this?
Can I roll an Arcana check on it to see what the hell it is?
Sure. Though that might not be your first priority since you're trying to hold your breath now.
Fair point.
Can I say Javon uses his hazmat cloaks? That's one of his inventions, enchanting things.
You don't really have time to put it on.
It's a 5-second prep time.
Could Tempered Steel
5 seconds in which you're still suspended in gel.
Yeah.
Could Tempered Steel attempt to summon a rainstorm or what have you, and see if that might eat away at it or something, or windstorm or something to blow or wash this stuff away?
I suppose you could try.
Okay, yeah, I will try to do that. So, okay.
What do you roll?
That is, yes, endurance.
Endurance to cast a spell.
When he picks the utility talent, he picks one of his skills to use as the focus for weather.
To channel the weather crafting power
Okay,
through
fair
camera.
enough.
Yep.
Yeah, and great.
All right.
So 1D.
What do you stop?
And I get 2. Yeah, I roll twice and take. Right, so a 28 to create a rain and windstorm.
You immediately find that you are in an extremely enclosed space, possibly underground. You can still kind of form you can still generate some sort of moisture and wind, but all it does is seem to bounce around the room around you and shake the gel you're suspended in a bunch. Although,
it doesn't do it.
Although what you notice when that happens, as it sort of bounces around and you start to it disturbs the thickness, it sort of changes the viscosity of it enough that you can kind of see. You notice well, it's a bit difficult, so everyone roll perception.
Okie doke. I'm going
So
to roll
it's starting to disturb and dispel it on some level.
It's not going away. You've just managed to really shake it up a bit.
Okay, Javont got an 11, and can I roll for Igor?
Sure.
All right.
I got a nat 20.
God. Well, it's not as
Igor
crucial this
also
time.
got an 11, so Javont and Igor are equally blind, I guess.
Zenkarn and Tempered Steel, you kind of get a sense of where you are now. This gel is within this sort of actually very small, just barely big enough to hold the entire party. This very small sort of pyramidal room. And this gel seems to take up every single inch of it. Jawa, you notice that at one part of this sort of pseudo room you're in, there seems to be kind of a groove of a doorway, and next to it there is some kind of sort of protrusion that looks like it could be pushed.
Okay, Tempered Steel will try to get over to and push that thing.
Roll me athletics to swim through the goop and get to it.
Question: can I tell whether this goop is acidic or basic?
Acidic. Actually quite acidic. Like stomach acid.
Would it be possible to add some form of... I don't know specifically, like, I can't remember offhand. I didn't make an ingredients list.
If you can put together some kind of chemistry.
Some kind of neutralizing agent?
You'd have to back it up with actual chemistry. Damn it. You'd have to convince me.
Well, I know that. I mean, if you add a base to an acid, you get a solute or sulfate. Damn it, it's a salt. You get a salt and you get water. It's how you produce sodium chloride. It's how what is the other?
All right, but what I'm more about what would be the base.
Yeah, what would be the base solution? Actually, ammonia is an ingredient in some of the drugs that Tibbs uses.
You just have raw ammonia in your saddlebags?
Probably not that much. But like in that list that I gave you, it's specifically listed as like the Mr. Handy cleaning solution and those other type items. Those are basic.
You would, I guess you would. You want to...
Can I roll to make it slightly less shitty for all of us?
I'm going to use one of my 2 rerolls to reroll the 4 I got on trying to swim through that.
Gotcha.
Okay, I got a 23.
Alright. Do you still want to try your chemistry thing, or?
Yeah, just to try and make things slightly less shitty for us. What should I roll, Spud?
I guess really it's just a matter of can you manage to open up your materials and expose the solution to the environment. So
I guess my crappy acrobatics or athletics.
Yeah, somewhere on the precision spectrum. Yeah, so acrobatics.
Okay. Let's see if this makes things better or worse. 22!
So you managed to wrangle out a bottle of some kind of cleaning solution, basic cleaning solution from your saddlebags, and about the same time, Tempered Steel manages to swim towards the door and push the thing he spotted next to it, which depresses down like a big old button, but sort of angled downward because of the pyramidal shape of the room.
Oh, is it an upside down pyramid?
No, it's upright, the shape.
Oh.
And a couple of things happen. One, the doorway slides open, and 2, as you expose the solution to the gel, there is this sort of great rumbling and bubbling in the gel that all of you feel. And with a great sick-sounding lurch, you are all sort of grossly launched out of it in a rush of salty fluid, out into a sort of stone hallway.
Are we able to breathe again?
Yes,
and all that?
you are finally able to breathe again.
Well,
that sucked.
Let's never do that again.
I don't know. I found it quite interesting.
Behind you,
I feel like I've been in worse. It's been a while, though.
Aurelia is just kind of sitting on the ground in the fetal position.
Is Butter okay?
Butter is just shaking things off like, I don't know,
like a cat?
Yeah.
Attempting to, poorly.
Well, actually quite comfortably. He doesn't seem that phased.
Well, I just meant in general cats are less good at shaking off water than other animals.
More like a dog, really, then.
Javalt turns to Aurelia and clears his throat and says, did any of that get caught in your scales, or...
No, I'm good. There. Stop worrying about my biology.
Tibbs is going to lean down and go,
Stop talking about biology forever.
If it helps, there's never going to be any bath good enough for you. And he's just going to leave.
I'm going to assume that
You're
was
the
meant
worst,
as a compliment.
What the hell was that?
That was disgusting. That's what that was.
Hilarious. Oh wait, you meant the ball. Yeah, that was gross. Oh.
Tibbs is... I'd like to look around the room, if that's okay.
Yes, what you're in, is very sort of cold, under this... okay, I need to get all my details in order. You stand upon this sort of cool, smooth stone that, seems kind of very multicolored and sparkling almost a bit. It's humid, and you feel like you are definitely very much underground. Though the walls are lit with these sort of shining gems, though, to keep things visible. Behind you is the room which seems to have conformed within it the gelatinous creature behind you that seems to be still rumbling and moving and making these really sick-sounding sounds.
Can we
Wait, so
keep it?
we were actually inside a gelatinous cube,
Not a cube.
gelatinous pyramid.
Can we keep it?
You actually notice that along with vomiting the rest of you, there seem to be a couple of skeletons in mostly burned away cultist robes.
Is there anything hanging above us?
No, it seems to be just a flat ceiling.
Yeah, I got cut up. What kind of room are we in?
It's
We're
the
in-
floor is flat, cold, it's smooth and like multi-faceted.
Are there any other doors aside from where we came from?
There is a door ahead.
Tibbs is going to pull out his corrosive axe and just sort of run it along the wall real fast.
Just if you just
Javolt is
run it along the
actually
wall,
going to try. Javolt is actually going to try to stop this and say, "Don't be rude. We were invited in."
Tibbs is just going to raise an eyebrow and do it even more deliberately.
the
Oh, right,
axe
it's you.
the axe alone doesn't leave too much of an impression on the stone. Whatever it's made of that was then smoothed down, it seems to be a very sort of sturdy material. Not quite polished, but still like ground down to make a nice sturdy structure.
Alrighty. I'm looking forward to finding out if this little theory of mine is true or not, so let's keep moving on ahead, shall we?
Which theory have you got? The we're inside a dragon theory, or we're inside, some form of Tomb of Horrors theory?
That we are inside a dragon, and that was the stomach that we just crawled out of.
That doesn't actually make much sense, unless we assume that the dragon is, and Javolt actually face us. She's the cathedral, isn't she?
Man, I hope so. That'd be great.
Plan to blow it up, looking better and better. Just saying. And Tibbs is going to open the next door.
As you approach the end of the hallway, the gems on the walls of the room light up in sequence, revealing some draconic script on one of the walls, which Aurelia, after finally collecting herself and trudging along, trying to wring gel and out of her tail, passes by and goes, "What the? Is that even a word?"
What do you think it says?
Well, this part is like the word for enjoyment, and this part is like the last few letters of like the word for prison.
Fungeon?
Is that even a
Are
word?
we in Vasuki's Fungeon? I hope so.
I don't know. If that's what you think it is. I don't know.
If I activate many tongues, which I actually will, and I think about it, do I get any more of it than Aurelia did, or?
It translates pretty directly to Vasuki's Fungeon.
Yay.
We are in a
Well, she has a sense of humor. She can be talked with. I mean, if we have senses of humor. And to be fair, the gunk was, in retrospect, pretty amusing.
Sure.
I mean, it was a very basic sort of amusement. I'm assuming
I
it
am
was
acidic.
I-
I added the base.
I am
Fair
so
points.
amused right now.
I am walking away just from that joke, Tibbs. Holy crap.
Oh.
So, do you reckon we need to go down or go up?
I haven't mentioned any directions. There's only the door in front of you.
Yeah, no, but just, I'm kind of
Oh.
curious about, do you guys think that we'll end up above where we are currently or below where we are currently?
Well,
Hello.
actually, I'm kind of betting that our personal gravity is rotated relative to the actual gravity of the planet. When we pass through the door, we'll
Okay, do you
find
think it'd
ourselves
be up
walking
from
on
our
walls.
perspective or down from our perspective?
Oh my god.
How
Left.
many definition fights can we get into? Too many.
From a certain point of view.
Oh my god.
I do
I guess it
wonder if
depends
she's
what-
watching us or if she's just sort of,
It's Javolt, it's a dragon spirit. I'm pretty sure it's all around us. It's not really a thing that's going to be watching. It's just going to know.
Yes, well, I suppose. Shall I
Fuck it.
abruptly open
Go
this
through
door?
the door.
Or you could open the door. All right then.
Will do. Go towards the door. Open door.
The door opens into another hallway. Just a very short hallway leading to another door. But what makes this room stand out is along the path in the very center of the room, there are these two kind of large-ish pillars going straight from the floor to the ceiling, and inset within them are these gems facing towards each other. And it seems like you would have to pass through them in order to get to the door.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Give me 1 second as I check if I've got that in my inventory. Inventory, why are you all the way down at the bottom?
I just
No,
had
I
a horrible idea.
Damn it. Anyone got some stuff we can throw at that?
Well, we could throw this. Javolt grabs the bottle of rage
From where?
from Zenkarn.
No, fuck off.
You can't
To
just
put
do
it
that.
politely.
You can't just do that.
Yeah.
Tempered Steel, he pulls out one of the pencils he's carrying.
Oh, right, I forgot you picked those up from, like, forever ago.
Right. So you're going to play some darts then?
Okay, so I was kind of... I was
Just
a bit
throw it
distracted.
forward.
What is it we are looking at right now?
These two
Two pillars, gems.
2 pillars of gems?
Two
Pretty much.
pillars with gems set in the middle facing each other.
Who has the best throwing?
It's like a few feet. It's not like you're pitching a
Okay.
baseball.
Oh, okay, yes. Tempered Steel will throw it. Throw the pencil.
You toss the pencil through, the gems light up briefly, but the pencil goes through basically unscathed. Not even just I keep saying basically. It's not affected at all, and it clatters against the stone floor at the other end of the hall.
So clearly it only affects living beings.
I
have a new plan. It's called donkey checking. Javolt, you go first.
Tempered Steel...
You know what? I think I will. Javolt puts on his hazmat cloak and walks straight through.
Before he does that, Tempered Steel is going to take out one of the crocodile rocks he's been carrying around since forever and toss it through.
The what?
Crocodile
rocks.
Holy crap.
I know, what a throwback.
I see what you did there.
Oh, whoops.
The gems light up when you throw that through, but nothing else happens to them.
Yeah, Javolt puts on his hazmat cloak and just walks through.
Pretty fair point. He is only like half alive at this point.
The gems light up when you pass through, and you feel a sort of tingling pass over you, like you're as just kind of matching up from the position you're at with the gems as you just pass through. But other than that, you don't feel any difference mentally or physically.
So he didn't die?
No, he did not die.
Alright, now I'll throw an arcane check on them to see what they do.
Of course!
Tibbs approves!
Wow. This is the we try to kill Javolt but fail session, apparently.
Oh, no. I don't want to.
Please, I wouldn't fail. Man, this is gonna be horrible. Nope, 37.
37. You basically tell this is a magical gate meant to analyze anything that passes through it. Specifically, analyze for any sort of magical abilities. Like very, very high level, powerful magical abilities.
I have a plan. It's a good plan. I like it.
You're not sure exactly what it would have snagged from Javolt. Didn't quite roll high enough for that. But, I mean, you rolled 19, goodness. But, yeah, you know that's the gist of what it does, and it depends on the person that goes through it.
I don't want to go through the evil magic stealing gate. That sounds like a terrible plan.
Do the gates look breakable?
Not particularly.
Do they
Javolt
look
just turns around and says,
dissolvable?
"Don't worry, I'll protect you."
Tempered
Steel, ran your head into them.
Tempered Steel is going to tap on the outer edge of the pillars with his hammer.
They make a very sturdy sort of knocking sound.
He's gonna try hitting him a little harder.
They do not budge. They're practically halfway into the walls.
So
Javolt just sort of face huffs and says, "Seriously, you're trying to destroy our host's home again."
I'm not sure host would be the proper term.
When was the last time we destroyed one?
That's actually a fair point. Did we ever actually destroy any dragon's lair?
Not until after they were dead.
Well, I don't
Aurelia
think
raises a claw and says, Tannis, big time.
Okay, yes, but that was
Didn't we
you.
kill her first, though? So technically it wasn't her home anymore, being, like, dead and all.
We still blew it the heck up.
Which one was that?
That was backstab zone.
Wasn't that a thing that destroyed itself?
We were still pretty much, let's face it, I was the one who caused that.
You keep telling yourself that.
Hey,
So
hey,
stop
I
with them.
headshotted my aunt, okay? My undead,
enough.
radiation-tainted aunt.
Explosive. Don't forget explosive.
Explosive, too. That's right, she did kind of...
And you sound super disappointed by that.
No, not really.
I
mean, have you noticed
Would
that,
I-
have you noticed that basically all the dragons for, like, their actual, like, bodies are really kind of disgusting?
What about Nidhogg?
Nidhogg, like, his actual body, though. I mean, he was basically just a pile of bones, and then his spirit kind of talked to us. I mean, it was kind of creepy.
I don't know, I liked him.
Of course you liked him.
And Glaurung wasn't actually all that horrible.
Glaurung was this big old mass of, like, I mean, okay, fine. He was a big old mass of
And, you know-
jewels and gold and stuff, and it was great, but...
And Oromar, well, did you actually get to see Oromar's old body?
think I was there.
Tibbs is gonna walk
that was
through.
the machine one, right?
Yeah, the one that Javolt took down in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's still bullshit.
Well, if it works.
So Tibbs walks through, does it kill him?
Are you walking through?
Yeah, Tibbs is walking through.
You pass through. You feel that sort of scanning, tingling pass over you, but you don't feel any worse. You don't feel like you're being addled in any sort of way. You feel fine. Just like something has kind of searched through you, which is a little uncomfortable, but
Okay.
Steel? Are you going next?
Yes, Temper Steel will let it aside and reluctantly step through.
roll me endurance.
Just a base, 1d, 1d20 plus endurance. Okay. Let's see.
Wow.
It is loading.
You
got-
19.
And there he goes.
Okay, I figured out what it does potentially.
Oh, he does.
Okay, I got a 20 overall.
Right. You got the double roll thing.
Yep, he does.
Yeah, for endurance.
You, for some reason, when you pass through, you kind of, you really kind of get a sense of what this, get a really kind of weird sense. Where everyone else got kind of a tingling sensation, you really get a sense that it's like really focusing on you, studying you as you pass through the pillars, and you feel like something's being kind of like pulled away from you, not like being taken away, but like some like copy thing is going on.
Like it's duplicating some sort of power?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Okay, I have 2 theories then. Hang
We're
on.
gonna have
Actually,
to fight ourselves, aren't we?
hey Steel, how do you feel? You feel good?
I wouldn't say good is the right descriptive term. I don't feel bad, but it was definitely a weird sensation.
To sit in the side of the room. The pillars are facing, like, the gems are only on one side of the pillars, aren't they? They aren't like 360 degrees.
No, but the pillars are basically flush up against the wall, so there's no way to go around them.
Spud, I'm hurt.
What?
Of course there's a way for me to go
Oh,
around.
yes, actually there is. There is, actually.
Oh
Well,
my gosh.
He's gonna take a step.
Well,
I was
actually,
thinking,
first off, can I just take 10 to check if the walls are, like, magical?
honestly, I was thinking of something different.
You can tell that there's a bunch of enchantments sort of around the rooms. Stuff for watching, obviously. Stuff for listening. Stuff for I guess, a certain governing set of rules all about the doors.
But nothing like
some doors can be locked by certain conditions or something like that, is what you get. I mean, your Arcana is huge. With the Take 10, you can tell that.
but no like magical barriers or anything.
The walls beyond, there doesn't seem to be like any barriers or anything like that. It just seems to be regular, like, earth outside.
Okay. Well, this is probably gonna go horribly wrong, so I'm gonna do it anyway. Phase step. Anything go horribly wrong with that part of the plan?
Actually, no. You managed to move out of the room, which is just you are surrounded by just nothing but like bedrock almost. Like it's this really, really tough. You're very, very much deep underground. You can tell from your brief stint outside, and then you head back in, and you don't feel any tingle. You don't feel like you've been scanned in any way.
Woohoo! In that case, I'll walk through the door, literally through if it's not open.
Well, it doesn't have any sort of lock on it. So, also, yeah, something weird happens as you try to walk through the door.
Mm-hmm.
Does he walk into it and slam his face?
That'd make me sad, so I hope not.
Hearing the voodoo curse sound.
Oh god, I cut myself in half.
You find yourself kind of as you move back towards the door, you find yourself kind of pushing off the ground a little bit, and suddenly you just kind of end up floating through the door and in 0G.
Okay.
And for the moment, you can't seem to disable the enchantment.
Alright, I'll take that.
Can we see this?
Yeah, you can see him just kind of lose his balance and just float through the door.
Right.
Yeah, works for me. Through the door!
Alright. What about the rest of you guys? That was Tempered Steel, that was Tibbs, that was... I guess the rest go through as well. I don't see a way for Flotsam or Firelight to get around it, or Aurelia, or Jin, or
this small army we've amassed and didn't realize.
You guys do have a small army. But basically everyone gets kind of scanned by these things.
Neat.
Anyone else get any,
I'm terrified.
bizarre effects?
No, it was Tempered Steel who had the strongest reaction, but the rest,
Well, the question is whether that's just the strongest thing happened to him, or if he's the only one that noticed it.
I'm wondering if it hits people who believe they're good. If it's like an alignment scale thing.
Although,
Well,
actually,
then- yeah,
no, one other thing. When Flotsam steps through Zenkarn, you feel kind of like the, mane hairs on the back of your neck kind of tingle a bit.
Oh boy. Oh,
So
that's
what-
fun.
So what happens when Vermilion goes through?
That's not why it's reacting. It's reacting because of Dynamic Duo.
Ah.
And Philly Flotsam's junior necromantic adventures.
It's true.
Alright.
What does happen to Million, though?
Nothing in particular. He just kind of... His fur stands on end a little bit, but he shakes it off and doesn't seem to be any worse for wear.
Oh well, as long as his butt is okay.
Just switch between them at will, by all means.
Okay.
Alright, the next room over, assuming we all go through, with Zenkarn just kind of floating in the air above you. The next room is kind of a... there's kind of stairs leading down to a sort of squarish part of the room. On the other side there is a door, but it glows and appears to be currently locked. There is a table in the lower part of the room in the center, and on it is this sort of cube made up of many, many gears with a gem in the center. And there are a couple of corpses around the room.
Donkey check.
Tibbs is going to
Well,
Tibbs
that's
is
the
going to
thing.
examine the corpses.
I would also like to have Steel make a perception check.
Alright.
Javon just walks up to the cube and, what do I roll to figure out what, can I roll mechanics on the cube? Just to figure out what it is and how it works?
You can
Do
roll...
we need to make
You can
we
roll
need to-
mechanics. although the gem shines a little brighter as you get close to it.
Do we need to make
Can I
separate
make an autopsy
checks
check?
on the bodies and the thing in the center of the room, or can we just make one general perception check?
That was a lot of things. Let's just say perception all around.
Oh, okay.
And you
Perception.
you ask what you want to examine.
Do I perception or mechanics?
For you, we'll wait until the autopsies first.
Okay, fair enough.
Ugh, 15.
I got a 23.
32.
Basically, for the two corpses, they seem to be different cultists as well, but the weird thing about the cause of death is that they seem to have been, crushed to death. Not, not just kind of like from all sides too, not from any particular direction or any particular blunt force, just like they were just squeezed a little too much and that, caused things to rupture.
Oh, cool. The room's gonna all come in and crush us to death. Fantastic.
Well, that would
Well, that or it's some sort of
imply the
magic
idea-
cube that teleports us inside and crushes us. One of the two.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because being crushed from all sides kind of doesn't give the idea that they'd be crushed from left and right or top and bottom.
Well, I just assumed the room itself just got
Based on
smaller.
Perception from tempered steel, I guess around the rest of the room, the walls seem to be smooth and doesn't seem like there's any like parts of it that would move.
Alright, Tibbs is right then. We all get teleported into the cube and die. Fantastic.
Yeah, Javolt is going to mechanics on the cube to see how it works.
Alright, you approach the cube.
And mechanics. Okay, I am going to spend a reroll on that, actually. Let me see if I have a reroll. Because I know I do. I have...
Also, yeah,
stubbornness and
somehow Zenkarn manages to do the autopsy from while he's floating up above you guys in the room.
I am just
Pointing
that
at how
good.
Tibbs is screwing up.
Okay, so my second roll was a 27 for mechanics on the cube.
It seems like a very, very elaborate timer. The central mechanism, the gem in the center, seems to have some sort of magical enchantment upon it. But basically, there's a little button on top, kind of like a timer, that sets all the gears into motion. It counts to a minute and then resets.
Wow,
Javolt, press
okay.
Javolt sort of points
Also,
at the...
Zenkarn, roll acrobatics.
Oh, joy.
No. I don't want to.
Yes, you have to. Because Phase Step just ended.
Whee!
Ah, I've still got autopsy check as a thing. Oh well. 14.
You collapse not so gracefully onto the ground.
I'm all good. Everything is
Okay,
fine. That was
Zenkarn, while
intentional.
you're busy, can you go check that other door there?
Yeah. I guess I magic check that other door.
Arcana?
I was actually hoping for a key.
You're
or
talking
something.
about the door we just came through?
No, the
I
other one.
would assume the other door.
Wait, there's another door in here?
Yeah, there's
Oh,
a
yeah,
door, there's a
that
door
was
on the far
lame.
side.
Only 22.
22. You get the impression that there is some sort of condition that has to be met. And the sort of magical terms seem to be in the phrase, once the experiment is complete, then the door will open.
Joy. Alright. Weird door conditions, something about an experiment needing to be completed. I'm assuming these two failed, whatever it was. So we should probably not do that, on the grounds that I don't want to be dead with you guys for eternity.
That's fair.
I would rather
Perfectly
that.
fair.
Aurelia,
Can I pick up this box?
it is affixed pretty firmly to the table.
Is there magic in this table?
Firelight, set the box on fire. See what happens.
No, don't set the box on fire.
Aurelia,
Don't press the button either.
Aurelia tries to look around, but is not terribly successful at her perception roll.
So there's nothing else we can see in the room?
I do know that once we press this button, we will only have a minute before.
Well, we may as well press the button. We've got nothing else to do.
Well, I'm
Do
not
you
going
think this gem projects magical... That's what this is. What's the word? It's a simulation room.
Can I do one more
it's an
room check?
experiment. I thought you would have enjoyed this.
What are you looking for specifically?
Just looking for anything that seems out of place or just maybe not quite in sync with the way the room looks.
Okay.
21.
Just a large button in the corner.
Actually, on the sort of above the doorway behind you, actually, you notice there's some draconic script, which Aurelia can translate as artifact testing.
Aye. Alright, looks like that's a ticket out of here.
But did we... Oh, is it... Well, probably not that big a deal, but was Temper still able to get the pencil and rock he threw, pick them back up?
Yeah, you're able to get your mundane items back, yeah.
Okay.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, button.
Alright. And it starts rolling. Just keeps on. You just all watch it?
I wanted to see what is it doing, or what is it...
It seems to be ticking down. The gem is glowing, pulsing.
Do I need to make a perception check or anything like that?
No, you can see it very clearly.
Can I Arcana check the box?
Certainly.
I have a destiny thing. It's not a magic point. I just gain a plus 10 bonus to checks to identify the nature of magical effects.
Wow, I'm rolling like ass.
Sure, you can.
So I guess I will just roll Arcana plus 10.
Sure.
20 plus 1, 4 plus 1. Oh. Okay, that would be a total of 34.
As the box, the gears grind to a halt, you notice just before the timer runs out that this seems to have some sort of time magic involved in it. And then you feel the sensation from before of teleportation. You are subsumed by this blinding light.
Everyone?
Everyone. And when the light fades, you find yourselves still in the room, but in a different place. And you see yourselves gathered around the box as the button is pressed down again.
Oh, Lord.
Wait,
as they start performing Arcana checks. So some of them notice you.
Wait, so we got sent back in time?
Time cloning. The room will fill up and we'll be crushed by our own selves.
Delightful.
That's hilarious. I approve.
It is pretty damn funny.
Yes, well.
Both tips agree on how funny this is.
Okay, how bad is it if we stopped the button from getting pushed?
By the time you were teleported, it was too late to stop it.
I mean...
Okay, we should push the button again.
The button has already been depressed.
Oh, it doesn't just come back up? I'm sad now.
No, not until the very end. But even then, too soon to do anything about it.
New plan. We kill our past selves. And that way the room can't fill up.
You find yourselves, both you and your past selves, teleported again.
Okay, we need to stop this right now.
And now there's 4 of everybody in the room.
You guys jam the gears, I'll check the door, and Jabot walks up to the door and tries to figure out how to open it. Somehow. Can I roll mechanics for that?
It's the barrier on it is completely arcane. There's no mechanics to it. You can't even reach any of the mechanisms.
Okay, can I roll?
Can our clones work together, or are we?
You can sort of direct them, I suppose. That the Arcana, the first group still starts with Arcana checks, but
okay, the Tempered Steels are going to try and.
There are 4 Javolts in the room. There are 4 Tempered Steels in the room. There are 4 Flotsoms in the room.
I'm going to try and have the 4 Tempered Steels interact with the box with their hammers.
You just want to start them smashing it or something?
Yes.
Well, is there any way to touch the gears or anything like that? Or what is the? I mean, are the gears visible inside?
They're housed in sort of. Some of them are external, but most of them are housed within a glass container.
Okay. Is there any way to jam up the gears?
You can try to sort of hold them in place, but it actually doesn't seem to do anything to the gem. It just seems to be mostly for show. Oh, hey, look at that. There are now 8 of you.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, yeah.
Javolt,
The room is starting to fill up in a very uncomfortable way.
all right, I
some
guess
of the
Javolt is...
tempered steels are going to try moving back through the room to create some space back the way they came in.
All right, a bunch of Javolts are going to go for the box and use the override destiny talent. Because there's really no way we can figure this one out. Let's make an Arcana check with a plus 30 bonus to control a magical device, an additional plus 10 if you are touching the machine. So, I guess that's plus 40 total.
There's a limit to how much you can do of that per day, right?
It's a magic point thing.
And you only have 1 magic point.
Yeah. So I guess I'm going to do that.
So only 1 Javolt's going to do that.
Yeah, alright. Fair enough.
Can we then have every single Zenkan roll back up on that?
Well, that's not really necessary. I got a 66. I mean, I could... Do you want to roll back up?
Right. We're waiting on Spud to know if I could.
Spud, are you...
I'm doing... As you extend your magic to your destiny power to take control, to override the spelljack the device, you feel a presence around you, and kind of, for lack of a better term, feel something doing the same to you.
What do I roll here?
Shit, Spud. That was a crap roll. You should feel bad.
It's, it's first time with this ability. It's, what were you trying to do with the override?
At the moment, I was trying to, essentially turn it off, I guess.
Alright. So, your override manages to get the box and its magical power source to stop entirely. And then the other override kicks in, and suddenly the box starts moving in reverse.
Fuck.
Okay, the question is, does that just eliminate the clones, or does that eventually erase us entirely?
Guess we'll
I'm
find
gonna go with the
out.
second one.
The counter that was at, almost ready to beep again, starts counting backwards.
So all we have to do is not press the button.
You feel the presence leave you, Javolt. Roll perception, the rest of you. Yeah.
Oh god. Why do I get the distinct feeling that it going backwards is somehow even worse for us?
Nice.
21.
Zenkarn, you noticed for a split second what seemed like a ghostly blue form hovering over Javolt's shoulder for a second.
Oh, hey! Dragons are coming to say hi. When you say blue form...
What do you mean when I say blue form?
How big of a form are we talking here?
It looks like she might be kind of clipping out of the room.
Okay, so it's not Blue Moon.
No, it's not Blue Moon. The important thing...
I had to check.
The important thing is that it wasn't Blue Moon. No.
He has not returned yet again.
Alright,
the box, the button retracts entirely. You feel like you're being teleported in reverse, your actions being undone, and suddenly there are now 4 of everybody in the room. And the box is now counting back up again.
Can I guess, work together with every other, Zenkan just to cut? No. I guess I couldn't really. My magic doesn't work like that.
And I
Do I get my magic point back?
With actions undone,
technically you never did it.
Sure. But I have to give you the fair warning that, what happened will probably happen again.
Well, if we can reverse it all the way back to where we never pushed the button in the first place...
But we then have to make sure it stops, because we don't know what happens if it goes any further.
We'll probably be fine. Probably.
While this option is still available, Tibbs is going to gather the other Tibbs, and they're going to use the combined packages, or combined efforts of their saddlebags to try and melt this thing.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's not going to work the fewer Tibbs we have.
Alright. I guess, I'm not sure what I'd have you roll there.
If nothing else, we have like a combined, there's 4 of us, you said?
Yep.
We have 48 rad scorpion sacks.
Oh, God.
I think we can make something with that.
You just toss them all at the...
Are those acidic or just poisonous?
It's just, it's a radioactive corrosive chemical. It is a venom, but no doubt we can at least mix something to make it just straight acidic.
Just for kicks, but which is going to be which tempered steel would be the okay. Dang, the time travel implications are making my head. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to like cheat time so that when this is done, tempered steel could have like 4 copies of the stuff he has.
You don't have that much time to cheat, guys. All right, so Tibbs, you just lob like all the 40,
lobbing 48 rats.
Each of them has 12, and they just start throwing them at this box. The sacks bursting and spraying this radioactive goop all over it, which actually seems to be enough to kind of sizzle once it's out of the sack that was containing it. And you just keep piling more and more on, and sizzling increases and increases. And it looks like it's starting to slowly have an effect.
Oh, God.
Very, very kind of slowly. Like, gears are starting to lose a bit of their polish. The glass is starting to kind of bend a little bit, but it's not really... Like, even as you get through, the 9th, the 10th sacks for each one, 11th, it's not really...
It's not doing enough.
Does it look weakened?
Doesn't
That's
matter.
Fine. It just
Going
means
back.
we wait longer. Wait, no, aren't we going forward again?
Nope.
The teleportation happens again. Now there are 2 of the party in the room. The box does seem to retain its damage, though, actually.
But we still have the scorpion sacks because do I still have the scorpion sacks?
Somehow, yes.
Time travel! Yes!
Because you went backward but forward.
Okay, Javolta's going to, this is a bunch of gears around a gem, right?
Yeah, in a house, housed in a magical glass case.
Yeah, Javolta's going to try to grab the gem and get it out of there.
You can't really reach in. The container is still intact. The gears are still turning.
I'm going to try and steal drugs off Zenkon.
Steal it so he has 2 rage? Unfortunately, Zenkarn also had this idea.
Zenkarn does not approve.
What? I would totally approve.
There's no guarantee he's going to remain as a time clone after this.
No guarantee he won't.
Yeah, I'm just going to try to roll mechanics to use the damage to pry the thing open.
Sure thing.
Plus 10, 14. I'm actually going to re-roll that again. So...
If this doesn't work, Tibbs is gonna, again, toss the 24 rad scorpion sacks.
Yeah, I got a 19 there.
You can't seem to pry it open enough. It still has enough structural integrity that when you try and pull it back, it kind of snaps back into place. You can't really reach in past this tiny container.
Dang it.
Is there any form of hole in it at all?
Looks like a hole is just starting to form along the top where most of the acid has landed.
Okay. The Tibbses are going, the Tibbsies are going to, focus the rad scorpion venom there.
Alright, you just start throwing that rad scorpion sacks again, and you get through a few of them. And then there were 1.
Okay,
and the box is still counting up.
Is there now a full hole in it? Like, even a very small one?
There is a very small hole in the top of the glass container.
Okay, Tibbs is going to fill a syringe with the rad scorpion venom, jam it through the hole, and then blast it from the inside.
Go, Tibbs. Go.
You fill a syringe full of just. So you have to break the sacks, pour them into this syringe, hope that holds long enough for you to jam the needle through the hole, and just push down, squirt it all through. Gets into the gears, lands on top of this gem in the center, and it starts to sizzle, and the gem starts to kind of pulse with greater violence. And it's hard to describe how you feel time kind of wobbling around you as this gem controlling a very small amount of the flow of time around you just kind of loses integrity. The box keeps counting up, and gears start to find one of the internal gears fails entirely, loses its connection with the other gear, and the whole thing starts spinning out of control. The table starts vibrating as this box just goes completely haywire.
Everybody ducks for cover?
I
think. Well, I know Javolt ducks for cover.
For a second, there are like 16 of everybody in the room. For a second, there are like almost 0. You just go through a wild variety of weird timeline states until finally there is this great burst of energy, and you open the door to, Zenkarn floats through the door in phase step.
Oh gosh.
The rest walk through after passing through the scanning gates, and there's this large room with steps leading down into a large square area with a door on the other side, with no magical barrier on it, and there is a table in the center of the room, but it has nothing on it.
Well, okay then.
Do we remember our surgeon, or are we just there?
You feel slightly traumatized by something.
Should we roll something to see if we remember stuff?
You find yourselves kind of loopy as everything starts rushing back to you, but eventually you can gain awareness of what just happened.
I told myself I should have given myself drugs. Sad face.
How many rad scorpion venom sacks do I have?
All that you entered the room with.
Awesome.
No resources have been spent.
So we basically enter the room in the same state we entered it originally, just with more knowledge.
Zenkarn, roll up acrobatics.
Oh my gosh.
Hoping you're gonna forget.
Can I roll to catch him?
Sure. That would also be acrobatics.
Huh. Weird. Hang on.
Just as I remember this happening.
Yeah. It's good. Good. Nice touch.
Oh god! Unfortunately, Tibbs does not remember well enough.
That's all good. I do a much better job the second time.
Somehow Zenkarn, Tibbs tries to do the dramatic thing and like put out his hooves to catch him, but he completely he's in the wrong spot, and Zenkarn manages to land perfectly beside him. In the spot where Tibbs would have failed to catch him.
Are the corpses there?
The corpses are no longer there.
Aww.
Were those our corpses? I didn't think to check that.
They did appear to have the cultist robes on them. I did say that.
Oh, right, you did.
Well, that means that...
What if that was just part of one of our bizarre time travel plans?
Still have cultist robes on.
Thinking about that, Tempered Steel is going to switch back out of the cultist robes, and...
Javolt doesn't mind, he just strides through the next door.
How soft of stone is the table that artifact was on?
It looks sturdy, but it actually looks like it seemed to be affixed to the floor at one point, but it seems that some of the bolts that had held it there have come loose a bit.
But I just meant like if Tibbs tried to carve something into the table, would he be successful?
It's a little bit harder for that. You managed to make some scratches in it, I think.
Okay, not worth it. Never mind. Tibbs will follow the rest of the group to the next room.
I don't suppose one of the corpses was obviously a minotaur, was it?
No, they seem to both be ponies.
Okay, then it probably wasn't us.
Probably,
I
unless
should-
the timeline got really messed up.
I wish I'd thought of that. That would have been amazing. But yes, those corpses are gone now.
Which means they're alive again.
Maybe.
Maybe. They could be dead somewhere else. This is the wasteland.
Well, like Spud just didn't want me zombie checking everything.
That's
Oh my gosh,
that's just a happy
wait.
side effect.
Are they, would they be those two that moved into the library at Skyfall?
What? No, they're not.
Anyway,
they're not
what's in
Lookout
the
and
next room?
Stronghoof. No,
Yeah, we go to the next room.
they weren't cultists. They were just adventurers out in the zombie curse zone. Oh, well, that was a room. Thank you for putting up with that little gimmick.
Dude,
Well,
that
That was great.
I loved it.
Well, you put up with whatever that was at the beginning of the session, so...
it's only fair. So what's this new room?
This new room, let's see. This new room, is kind of a smaller, it's not all stone this time. It actually seems to have some more modern, like, medical equipment around. There's some gurneys and whatnot. In the center of the room, much smaller square room, there are 3 doors now. One leading off to kind of multiple other areas. In the center of the room, on a table, there is what seems to be a cultist body. Next to it, there is some sort of magical crystal, and there is a very obvious beam of energy flowing from the crystal into the body.
Arcana check the crystal.
Look at the body.
Is there anything else of significance in the room?
It's always worked better when we used gelflings.
What?
27.
Can I just make a perception check
Have
for
you
the rest
not
of the room?
seen the
or-
dark crystal?
I haven't seen it in
about to
forever,
say,
and
what a nice dark crystal reference.
it has been years, and I don't really like them that much, honestly.
I mean, is there anything worth making a perception check on the rest of the room for?
Sure, yeah.
I got a 25.
You notice some more draconic script, not on the doorways now, but on the side wall.
What does that say?
Aurelia says, says, note, magical overload testing.
Dr. Javont, just suddenly pauses and, frowns, and he's going to roll perception because he's starting to think that these individual rooms are being maneuvered around a bit.
Someone's been watching Cube.
I thought it was a Portal reference.
Well, I
Oh.
mean, in regards to what...
I don't have TV, so I don't know.
Oh.
Zenkarn, the crystal seems to be just a conduit for just very, very raw magical energy from somewhere, and it's being used to just pour directly into the body with no other, it's just pouring as much energy as it can, though at a very steady rate.
Okay. And,
you don't notice, like, evidence that the rooms have been moving around, though you do notice that the entranceways seem to be very samey and modular.
So, nothing to disprove, but nothing to prove either.
Are
so...
the
Cuteless and I-
doors... Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, Cuteless and I both rolled 27 for our perception checks. One for the crystal, one for the body. So what did we...
Zenkarn was for the crystal. That was his. For the body, the body has been dead for a while. Seemed to be probably from a bullet wound. And
Okay.
no, not a bullet wound. It's from actually a bladed weapon. Sorry.
No problem.
It's a cultist that was killed and a while ago, but the body itself is just running with this sort of magical current, and what that appears like physically is just the body is kind of glowing from the inside slightly and kind of, for lack of a better word, vibrating. There's restraints on the table to keep it steady.
I pour necromancy into the body to see what happens. Because why not?
Can Tempered still take a look at the doors, the 3 doors you said that are other that we didn't come in through? Examine them.
There are 3 doors. They're all still magically sealed.
Okay.
Don't roll like shit, please. 28. That's pathetic.
So you start using your necromancy to just, I guess, pour it in or something?
Pretty much. Like, just to see what happens if, like, my necromancy gets combined with just the raw rush of magic into a corpse.
It's alive? Can we scream it's alive?
The body starts convulsing in very weird ways, the body animating just very energetically, almost tearing the restraints off. Not with what seems to be any sort of intelligence. It doesn't make any vocalizations. But it does move its eyes to dart around randomly. And it glows even brighter, but now with sort of a kind of dark tinge to it as well. The body, the skin starts to peel a little bit.
Well, I'm gonna keep this up for as long as I can.
You keep putting in necromancy?
As long as I'm able.
Strangely, in this instance, you find that you aren't getting messed with by the voodoo curse, and you are allowed to just keep pouring more and more magic into it, and it keeps moving and moving until there is this sort of burst from the sort of bluish magic within it. The crystal stops transmitting. The body just kind of almost explodes a little bit. Sweet! And then it collapses onto the table, and the skin and the bones and the muscle tissue just start disintegrating, turning into dust before you.
I am officially the best. That was cool.
And the crystal power is down, and the locks and the doors open. There's a door to the left, the right, and forward.
How much gore are we covered in?
Only a little.
Not as much as normal.
Only a little bit of gore. The body was rather dry to begin with.
Can we glance through the doors before going through them?
You can open the doorways and look through, yes.
So what is in each of the rooms?
In the room to the left, there is a room with another set, kind of similar to the last one. There are no other external doors, but there are medical tables and what seem to be a couple of cultists, and next to them is a table with many different kinds of chems strewn across it.
Can we roll perception to see what?
Living cultists or dead cultists?
They seem to... You can hear the sounds of breathing, but they don't seem to be very active beyond that.
Okay,
wait,
that's
hang on. I activate my thing.
Your
If
thing?
I can get to it. My thing. There we go. You can now detect any corpses or undead entities within 100 feet of you.
There are no undead entities in this room. However, a ways behind you, you can detect actually a great number of undead entities.
I wanted the drugs, so I'm gonna have to go deal with that. Sad face. Oh wait, I can do both. Maybe.
So that was the left room. What are in the other two?
Well, do you want to deal with...
Yes, bud. Tell us what glorious prizes are behind door number 2.
Well, behind the door on the right, which Aurelia opens, there is a very, very long room, quite wide too. And it seems to be like a track, like an athletic track. To one side, there is a pen of sorts, filled with very old and rotted zombie ponies. And on the track, running around, there is a chariot pulled by zombies.
Oh, now we're allowed to have a chariot pulled by zombies.
And they're just kind of kind of shambling around the track.
Okay, so what's behind door number 3?
Say but.
No.
Aww.
So behind door number 3, there is a long downward staircase, actually, leading to another room.
You know, the thing about that is we don't know what's in there, and that's almost worse than having an idea of what's in the other two.
The problem is the other two don't have an exit.
Yep.
We can only go out the way we came in.
Okay.
So
Maybe we've got to do a thing in those rooms and we'll get an exit, though.
Doesn't
maybe,
seem like
maybe
it.
not. Tibbs is going to look to Javolt and say, "Can I borrow one of those cultist robes real fast?"
I'm sorry, something happened. What are the 3 rooms?
Drug testing room, zombie chariot racing room, and a
staircase, spooky staircase.
And only the staircase has a door.
Only the staircase has an exit, yes. Supposedly. Maybe. We can't actually tell.
Yeah, right. I suppose Javolt tosses Tibbs a robe.
Thank you. And Tibbs is going to put it on, look to the group and say, "Hold open the door for me," and he's going to waltz into the drug testing room.
Oh my
Get me
God.
some rage while you're in there.
I will see what I can do.
Thank you.
And Javolt actually turns to Zenkar and says, "Rage? Seriously?
What? It's useful. And that's probably more likely to have that than anything else.
You do realize that you are a necromantic zebra in bone armor with the ability to turn into blood, and you want rage on top of all that."
You make it sound like I'm greedy.
You make it sound like you're trying to tell the necromantic zebra in bone armor what to do.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, while you guys have this
Are you trying to be a Saturday morning villain? Because
while you have this lovely
that's
argument,
not a good idea. And yeah,
Tibbs.
It's a great idea. Shut up.
Tibbs, you walk into the room with your robes. The 2 cultists on the table do not really react to you in any meaningful way. They are conscious, but based on the empty syringes next to them, and their glassy, twitchy stares, they seem to be blitzed out of their minds.
Okay. Tibbs is going to take a quick sort of passing look at him just to see, act as though he's some sort of doctor, and that was a weird sentence now that I think about it.
Tibbs has to act like a doctor. Because he...
Like a professional. Like a different kind of professional.
Yeah.
Just to sort of, should someone be watching,
He
make it
acts
look like he's doing his job.
If someone's watching, they probably saw you put the robe on.
Fair enough, but I mean,
He acts like he cares.
and then he's going to waltz over to the table full of chems and see what he can find.
You find, actually, is not just your standard suite of chems, but actually what seems to be a lot of attempts at making mixtures. Mixing rage and buck, and rage and dash, and buck and dash. And then lacing medics with a bunch of that. Just all these liquids and powders just in different containers, different delivery systems. Just this whole chem lab, but with a focus on combinatory experimentation.
All right. Tibbs is going to do just sort of a real quick perfunctory, I think that's the right word, look just to try and see if maybe there's any information he can glean out of this as far as successes. And then he's going to take it.
He's just going to take the bunch.
He's going to take everything.
Just shovel it into your saddlebags.
Mm-hmm.
You get a bunch of experimental chems.
Sweet.
And raw materials for experimental chems.
Yes.
You have raided a drug lab. Congratulations.
Does this make me a hero now?
I don't think so.
I raided a drug lab. That's what heroes do, right?
That's also what rival drug dealers do.
Hey, what would make me a hero when I did it?
Yeah. So I guess Javolt and Zenkar are still arguing over this rage thing.
Yeah.
Tibbs, are you stealing drugs?
Do you
Look,
give
all
a
I'm
shit?
saying, Zenkar, is that I am legitimately crazy, and I'm telling you this is a bad idea. When the crazy
Aurelia butts in and says the donkey that gave our hated enemies a bunch of cupcakes from the sky.
It worked.
I don't know how. I don't think it worked.
Not your fault. Hey, Tibbs,
Look,
get me anything
Aurelia,
cool?
do you really want to have to deal with the immortal necromancer on permanent rage?
Hey, I am not arguing with Zenkar needing to get off his stupid addiction. I'm arguing with
I'm
you.
not addicted. I don't.
Shut up, Zenkarn. I'm arguing with you, Javolt, trying to paint yourself as some kind of bastion of sanity. Or at least...
I never said I was sane. In fact, I explicitly stated I was insane.
You waffle back and forth on this. You're like, no, I'm not crazy, I'm just weird. You just...
It comes and goes. The brain is a complicated organ.
That doesn't inspire a whole lot of confidence is what I'm saying, Javolt.
Hey,
Tibbs is going to look at Zenkarn and go, I don't really think you'll want to try this. There's certainly some materials here, which means I can make what you need, but most of this stuff was an experiment in combinations, so probably not a good idea until I test it out on some poor mule.
You know, a thought that
fair enough.
A thought that just came to mind. Diesel, the diamond dog, he is, or the whatever he is with us, right?
Nope.
He went back.
He went back to the ship to...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep, I said that.
He was very explicitly tired of our bullshit.
Okay, yes, I remember now.
Legacy brings up a good point. Do you make any attempts to interact with the drugged ponies?
No. Tibbs, quite frankly, doesn't give a shit.
All right. Firelight will. He will go in and attempt to try and free them. Because I figure if he was here, he would definitely make the attempt.
Yeah, Javolt
You want me
decides
to
go.
I think we have the same heal check. Do you want me to do that?
Yeah, make a heal check on his behalf.
Wrong place.
Firelight walks into a death trap and dies.
Firelight
We're all
is
going to
going
pretend that didn't happen. We're all going to pretend that didn't happen.
Firelight went into the room.
Yeah,
Apparently.
Firelight's going into the... Sorry, one moment.
Okay, Tempered Steel will follow Firelight into the room.
27.
He manages to free them and try and at least get them to a comfortable state, and he using his miracle worker abilities tries to get them to a state where they won't have so much of withdrawal afterwards that would be damaging, but other than that they don't seem too willing to move, so he just ends up not really having...
wait. Would that count as removing a disease or a curse?
With how bad these guys seem to be, it might just barely be on the edge.
In that case, if it is, then a plus 10 bonus. I forgot that Firelight also has medicinal training.
Yep. But yeah, basically, that's basically what I was assuming with medicinal training. Yeah,
okay.
He's able to get them to a state where he's able to kind of purge it a little bit from their system, so that if they get out of it in any sane state, sane cognitive state, they will.
Are they like
not
stuck
go insane
to the tables?
No, they're not stuck to the tables. They're kind of resting against the walls, just staring forward, not really thinking much.
If only we had someone who knew deeply the effects and manner that drugs worked in the body, but oh well.
Are the two raiders, are they stuck to the tables or
they're not stuck to the tables. They've been released from the tables now, but they are still...
They're not moving much.
Yeah, they're not moving much.
They're feeling like shit, so they don't want to get up.
Yeah. They're barely conscious. They are so out of their gourd that they didn't even notice Firelight working on them.
I'm inclined if in that case to have Tempered Steel try and bring them along. Just carry them.
They're a bit twitchy. That would be kind of tricky.
Did you?
Firelight eventually, I guess, decides to leave them some water and head back.
How difficult would it be to carry them?
2 whole ponies? Pretty difficult.
Well, he is a Minotaur.
But who knows how far you still have to go in this dungeon.
It's fair.
It's probably safer for them there, in all honesty.
No. Take them into the zombie room. Nothing can go wrong.
Okay, fine. I'll leave them here for now.
And that's how you get Jawa to stop doing something.
Suggest an even worse idea?
No, make me agree with him.
Fair
you weren't
enough.
really agreeing.
I sort of was.
Not really.
Shh, don't tell Spud that.
I know what I heard.
So I take it Zenkarn wants to go into the zombie room.
Sure, why not?
What could possibly go wrong?
You want to get on the chariot?
Yes?
Well, I mean, do you? Right now you're just watching these guys just shamble along. Not terribly fast either.
I'm gonna say yes, because it's there, and why not?
As you step on and they start trying to drag you along, the increased weight actually seems to negatively impact their performance, and by the time they manage to complete almost one lap, they start falling apart, like limbs coming off and whatnot. They just don't have the integrity to keep this up.
That's okay, you said there was a cage of them, right?
There's a bunch more, yeah.
Yes, because opening the cage of zombies could not possibly go wrong at all.
I opened the cage of zombies.
They are still docile.
Sweet. I pull a couple of the steadier looking ones over and latch them to the chariot thing.
You can keep them going for a while, but eventually, within a couple of minutes, the same thing happens again.
Can Tempered Steel make a perception check to see if there's like any writing or anything other than this zombie track?
Sure.
I got a 22 to examine the room.
The writing on the draconic script on the wall labels this room as athletic and vehicle testing.
Okay. But there is really nothing in this room aside from the zombies and the racing track.
Nope. Not right now.
Is the chariot
it seems like
small
there's...
enough to get out the door?
No, it's not.
Aw.
Tibbs is just going to look up and kind of shout into the room, "Oi, Vasuki, you make shit zombies!"
He's right. I'd know.
Why is it that I'm the one trying to be polite here?
Because you're insane, we established that.
Well, yes, but I'm also intelligent.
You don't get an answer.
Alright.
I wasn't expecting one, I was just shouting it out there.
Can I take the zombies with me?
Although if she was in an answering mood, she'd probably say something like, rather it's you ponies that have weak constitutions after death.
She's also not wrong.
That's fair. Dying kind of impedes the whole impedes the whole constitution thing.
Constitution scores are so low. Oh wait, we don't have constitution in this system.
Nope.
Anyway.
Endurance, I guess?
Therefore it's non-existent. Therefore, yeah, it's super shitty.
Anyway.
That's the way of looking at it.
How long do you spend in Zombie Chariot Room?
Probably not all that long, and then I want to take the rest of them with me. Because they're adorable.
If you try, you find that the zombies are, when they try to go for the door, they are compelled to turn back.
Oh. Can I throw magic at them to see if I can change that?
Sure, but you feel like the voodoo curse is currently over your shoulder right now.
So is there like stairs or
You know what, I'm gonna do it anyway, just because I'm really curious to know what will happen with the voodoo curse now that you've said that.
Are there like, is there stairs or anything like that the zombies have to get up or?
There is a set of stairs, but they can navigate to some degree.
Tempered Steel is gonna tip a couple of them over as they head towards the stairs.
Not bad, 36.
Dang. And this is to try and force them...
Tell them to leave the room. Hashtag bad
labels.
decisions.
Yes, bad decisions.
They get to the door, stand there looking almost frustrated for a zombie, almost intense. Their heads start to vibrate, and then they kind of pop.
Woo!
We continue to be covered in gore.
Zenkarn continues to cause corpse explosions.
This brings my total of dead explosions up to 2.
How
2
many-
more than Spud said I was ever allowed to do. So, it's working for me.
So now we're covered, like, in vague remains of...
If you were standing in the blast radius, sure.
I was.
So did all the zombies in the room explode?
Just the ones that he tried to command, which would be, 2 or 3 at first. Unless he just keeps doing it.
I totally keep doing it.
Tibbs is looking significantly more and more Raiderish as he's covered in gore and stuff that he just doesn't bother to clean up.
Steel half-heartedly tips a couple of the zombies over, like cow tipping, but with zombies as they climb up the stairs.
Well, they're trying to leave the room. They haven't gotten to the stairs yet.
Well, there's stairs leading up to the door. I mean...
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Neat. So they get to explode on the door. Yes!
Do the zombies fall apart when they fall over, or does Steel successfully tip any of them over?
Sometimes all their limbs go flying off. Sometimes it's just their brain that detonates. It's a variety.
Well, I'm talking about the zombies that Steel tries and tips over.
You manage to delay them. They go tumbling back down the very short flight of stairs and very slowly rise again and try and scramble back up.
Okay, can we keep this dragon? I like this dragon. We should keep this one.
Keep in mind these all either are tribals or cultists or raiders or whatever ponies that seem to be making up these zombies.
They're ponies. It's fine.
And also one zebra seems to be in the mix.
He can stay in the room. That'll be the one I don't explode.
Just leave him alone then after you explode all of his friends.
It's a zombie! They don't have friends!
Correct, good.
You are the worst, Zenkarn.
Seriously, I kill a bunch of people, I'm terrible. I don't kill someone, I'm terrible. I cannot win with you people.
No, you can't. That's why it's best to not give a fuck.
Oh, I don't. I just like pointing it out. Third room, then?
So after
let's go down the stairs.
Your incredibly psychotic display, you all finally head down the stairs. Aurelia was almost getting ready to head on forward without you, and Jin's just doing his thing and just shaking his head at you guys.
Some session this has been.
This is why me and Jin are friends, in quotation marks.
I'm only
Such meticulous planning.
ruined. I'm only here because of your kind of girlfriend.
Right, that reminds me. I need to call Chica at some point.
All right.
I say remind. I mean, I should do it. I should actually, increase the time frame.
You head down, and you head out, and you enter this very sort of large cavern, and you are standing upon a balcony overlooking all of it. And there seems to be a great many sort of block-like rooms being shuffled around, all of them containing some kind of magical action of some kind.
So, which one is...
And in front of you on this balcony, there is this magical ring.
Is there any instructions written next to it?
No, but with an Arcana check, it would probably be easy to suss out the function of it.
I suppose I could do that. Or is that
Zenkarn.
kind of...
Roll Arcana, can do.
Yep.
I'm just going to roll Arcana 2 for reasons. Well, that sucked.
I know the feeling.
I got a 19.
29.
It seems like this particular ring seems to not just be a teleporter to get around this sort of underground Fungeon, whatever. It also seems to be able to connect to take you directly to Vasuki or something, but it seems to require some sort of tribute of knowledge or tribute of secrets, one of the two.
Like, what do you mean, tribute of secrets?
Your best guess, Zenkarn, is that if one person were to occupy this ring and share some kind of dark untold secret, it would extract that knowledge and then teleport the user to Vasuki.
Yeah, Javolt grabs the ring and starts...
It's not a physical ring, it's on the floor.
Okay, Javolt hops into the ring and starts just spouting off things he can remember from the university.
Anything particularly juicy there?
Well, the research into robotics and stuff.
Tell me something specific.
Specifically, Javolt mentions the research into artificial intelligences and how he has created like 2.5. One had to be put down.
You tell the story about the AI you had to put down?
Yep.
Tell it again.
Well, okay. Let's see. Where was it? Yes, I was in Skyfall. I'm sure you've heard of that place by now. And I was working with my dear sister. We were trying to create a sort of platform for ground-to-air things, and one of the platforms actually gained sapience and then decided that it essentially went nihilistic. Decided the world was not worth living in, and for some reason it developed flamethrowers and tried to kill us all. We managed to put it down.
And Javolt disappears in a burst of light.
Wait, so each one has to do that?
Yep.
I don't have any deep dark secrets.
Can I have Javolt request that the ring be locked behind him?
No, you cannot.
So does it have to be knowledge that nobody else knows, or
very few people know, I would imagine.
What else is in the room?
You were on a balcony overlooking this massive cavern full of other such rooms with other experiments going on.
Alright, well, guess we better not leave him there for too long. Tibbs will walk into the circle and go, how about, well, we'll try this. My special recipe for the one drug that I have made myself. Zap! One moment, I'm actually pulling up the ingredients list. First, you need the dash, which is two parts, simply put, it's 2 parts pulled from fertilizer, so that's a pleasant thing. Plastic for the, for the casing process, and, well, a little bit of add-on, sometimes you gotta cut it. Then 2 packages of sugar bombs to add, a kick that manages to, impact even the most, sturdy of ghouls, and a touch of acid to make sure that everything dilutes and dissolves properly.
This time you actually see like a little blue bubble kind of shift out of kind of rise from Tibbs's head, and then he disappears in a burst of light. And the same thing happened with Javolt, but I forgot to mention that retroactively.
Javolt paused back into existence for a brief moment just to have that happen.
Calibrating the the teleporter ring. I'm gonna assume that Flotsam and Firelight do their thing, and it's suitably shocking or not that shocking. Jin steps forward, the changeling grumbling to himself. He says, might as well. I killed my former superior and took his place. I'm not the original Jin. And then he disappears in a burst of light.
Wow. The only people there to hear it was the one who would give a fuck and the one who would also not give a fuck. Such confliction.
I think it's cool. I mean, you gotta get up the chain link somehow.
The idea of changelings having to disguise and fool other changelings is...
What is Vermilion? Do we understand what Vermilion says when he steps into the ring, or does he not?
Please tell me he does it all in just cards.
Vermilion steps into the ring, scribbles something on a card, and holds it up, and it says, I like butter as a name way better than Vermilion.
Yes! Yeah! In your face, Showa!
I don't think that's going to cut it.
I think the DM has precedence here. Does it cut it?
Well, now that you put it like that, it doesn't. and Butter kind of looks sad and then flips the card over, scribbles on it, and then holds it up and says, I once forgot to throw a birthday party for my mom on her birthday.
Ooh. Aww.
Darn, Hero was hoping for a card that said, this is the first time I've ever been sad.
He does have a rare, frown on his face.
Well, he had something that happened when he was doing that relationship shipping kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. Anyway, with that, the card floats up away from him and then he disappears.
Well, that's depressing. Now I'm sad. Aww.
Aurelia stomps forward and says, "Since I was born like weeks ago and like I'm a dragon and all, can I get a free pass?" And nothing happens. No, okay. Alright. The reason why I'm basically okay with killing all the old dragons is because Uncle Glaurung magically implanted the knowledge of the birds and the bees into me while I was an egg, and do you have any idea how...
Oh my gosh. Alright.
That's definitely a thing.
That sounds immensely traumatizing.
Not really.
I don't know. I think dragon birds and bees is a lot more maybe violent and unpleasant than other species.
Well, still, not really.
Best you
But
gotta
then again,
punch your
I'm
mate
speaking-
3 times in the face.
Which I guess leaves Tempered Steel and Zenkarn.
I bow to steel.
Steel signals for Zenkarn to go first.
I'll repeat the gesture back.
I imagine this goes on for a little while.
Steel will
Clearly, you should play rock, paper, scissors for it.
No.
But just think how hilarious it would be if Tempered Steel somehow managed to lose against someone who could only play rock.
Oh, Igor. Does Igor have to do it?
Good question.
Being
about,
being a companion. I mean, it's not like Craggy has to do it. He just goes along with Flotsam.
Can we say Igor just perched on Javolt when it was happening? Got teleported with it.
Unless Weaver has something creative he wants to.
I'm trying to think of something.
Nah, we can just say he was going with Javolt. She. So still, Tempered Steel and Zenkarn are the ones that remain.
Hang on. Alright, I'm comfortable. I can sit here all day.
Come on, you guys.
I mean, I'm not sure what I have that isn't known by people already.
I'm kind of in the same boat. Just kind of why I'm curious about what you're gonna pick.
Everybody is not the same as known by Vasuki.
Tempered Steel will try to pick up Zenkarn and put him on the...
Don't turn this into a wrestling match. Just don't. I don't have the patience.
Do you want to just roll for it, Joe? Lowest roll goes first, I guess?
Tempered Steel will suggest...
We could try stepping in the circle at the same time.
Is the circle big enough?
Just barely? But there's no telling if it seems to only work one at a time.
You know what? Fine, I will go with rolling.
Damn it. For a minute I thought you were just gonna give up.
That gambit... Bold strategy.
The D20 lowest goes first.
Yep, I guess.
That's you, Zenkarn.
Damn.
12 versus 15.
Yep. Wait, I throw magic now.
No, stop. Come on.
It wouldn't work anyway. Alright, well, I'll hop in the circle, and I'll sort of... So, specifically, it just has to be a thing, specifically, what is it again?
Some kind of... This is tribute to a dragon, or to bask in their presence, so... It has to be some sort of unique secret or knowledge. Or, failing that, some kind of dark secret.
I'm very tempted to say cancel something hard. Thanks, Zero. I sort of look up, and I'm like, honestly, I probably spend a lot of time wondering if I would have delighted in some of the stuff that I've begun to delight in if Chico was still with us.
That's close. I don't know if that's quite enough. Maybe go into something specific.
It's time to face your addiction.
I don't have a problem, shut up. Alright.
Denial.
Not in denial. That's ages away from where we are. Fine. I shrug and I'm like, okay, if you're gonna be like that, I have to wonder if, I'd still be as dependent on the substances and dependent on the ideologies that I am if Chica was still with us. For example, blowing up all the zombies in that room. It was fun, but unnecessary and kind of creepy. And I know she probably wouldn't have approved, so if she'd still been here, I don't know if I would have done it or not. And that, honestly, in a lot of ways, worries me.
It is barely enough, and the knowledge is copied out of you, and you are teleported away, which just leaves Tempered Steel.
Tempered Steel will step into the ring and say,
In a past life, I was a raider.
That's not enough.
What? Why is that not enough?
That's... Go into something more specific. What was something specific you did?
Does it have to be, can it be like knowledge? Or, what is it?
You're offering something, it has to be something of value to a dragon who specializes in magic and knowledge.
Is there a way, could...
I don't know, talk about your first murder or whatever.
Does it, he brings out, Glaurung's Book of Marks.
Oh. What do you say?
And he, goes to the front of the book, since he understands the basics of Draconic, and just starts, he pages through for anything that looks interesting and starts reading out of it.
You hear a wispy voice call out from above you. Do you offer this instead of a secret?
You're gonna have to clarify.
The book.
That tome.
Could it be just the pages that Glaurung wrote?
You wrote in it?
I have been starting to write in it, yes. It's like a never-ending book. I thought, might be nice to add something to it. And
well, there you go. There's your personal secrets.
He will, shift to where he started writing and start reciting what he's written.
Do you offer the book or not?
All right. Once upon a time, the raider minotaur known as Brass Knuckles, near Ponytail, killed a pony just to watch them die.
God damn it.
Unfortunately, Jawa, I think you pulled out something that interests Vasuki much more than some personal history.
Yeah, the book starts to levitate a bit out of your hands.
He's holding on to it.
I'd rather you tributed this willingly, Minotaur.
Tempered Steel is going to step out of the circle with the book.
Would you... don't make this difficult. What do you want? I want Glaurung's marks. That is incredibly valuable knowledge. What?
Well, if you have a way, I'm willing to I'm willing to give you Glaurung's pages.
I'll take out your pages or whatever.
Well, it's a book you can write in forever.
It's the enchantments in the binding. I don't need the pages. I need the book.
Well, this is...
Or rather, I need the pages and the books. Minotaur, why are you so stubborn?
What? I could ask the same about you.
You come into my home! Destroy my stomach lining, kill my zombies, and now you won't give me your goddamn book.
The book will be payment enough. You can remove the pages you've written on, but I would like the book as tribute if you wish to travel.
So where's the rest of the party? Are they aware of this?
One thing at a time. Jawa?
See, when I pulled the book out, I wasn't intending on giving the book away.
Well, now that seems to be the demand on the table.
But
you're the as I understood it, the trivia you were looking for was knowledge, not physical items.
And I'm not gonna
stand knowledge contained in that book.
I'm not going to wait for you to read it all out so I can pluck it from your mind. No. I want the book.
Not to mention there's probably some magic in the binding itself that she doesn't necessarily know that she'd like to examine.
It is a valuable artifact on top of containing knowledge.
Is it possible to borrow the book, figure out the magic behind it, and then for me to get the book back?
Yes, it is possible.
Would you be willing to take the book just long enough to get that knowledge and then give the book back in its present condition?
I might.
You might.
I might.
You might.
Don't make this difficult. I will do what I can.
What you can.
Yes.
And Tempered Steel gets teleported into a rock somewhere.
You can't give any guarantee that...
I can't give you any guarantee that I wouldn't just flat out lie to you, rather than play this game of semantics.
Hell, we can't guarantee that we're not going to just take this knowledge back by killing her.
We can't guarantee hugs.
Fuck you, I can't guarantee hugs.
Java?
Java's dead.
All right, Tempered Steel will... He knows full well, but that it means absolutely nothing, but he does sort of the "I'm watching you" hand signal as he steps on.
Sure.
To all parts of the room, just in case.
To the left, to the right, to above. The book levitates out of your hands if you let it this time.
He's noticeably reluctant to let it go, but it is able to slip out of his hands.
With a loud rip, the pages that you've written on tear off in one clean motion and float back into your hands. The book teleports away.
He doesn't have time to grab the book again then?
Nope. And then you teleport too, finally.
Into a cheese.
Yeah.
All of you one by one, sorry, what was that?
Sorry.
All of you one by one appear in, well, blackness at first.
Oh, cool.
But beneath your feet seems to be this sort of smooth... Which one is curved inward, convex, or concave?
It depends on which...
Concave is bent inward, convex is outward.
It's like you're standing in a bowl.
That's concave.
That's concave. You're standing on this smooth concave surface. And once, after like 10 minutes, Tempered Steel finally appears next to you.
Took you long enough.
Blame Vasuki.
Nah, I think I'll blame you. It's much easier and funnier.
You get a sense of vertigo, and you find the blackness kind of peels away, and you find yourself all standing in this sort of gigantic magical bubble that is floating around in this swirling vortex of magic, of books, of knowledge, of tomes and papers and gems and gold, and just this huge like globe, this sphere, this sort of scape of just this magical floating horde in three-dimensional space, just gigantic all around you, and you just kind of floating in amongst it in this little bubble.
Does Tempered Steel see the book that Vasuki stole?
No, you don't. There's way more that you don't recognize floating by you.
Gotta love that stole when the book is taken directly from Glaurung's cave.
To be fair, Glaurung was, dead twice over, and, it's...
To be fair, you'll be dead at least once over in a minute. Or at least I'm pretty sure we all will.
I'll be fine.
Well, you'll be undead in a few minutes.
Level 10!
You can barely see any sort of... Just the space seems to stretch on forever as you swirl by all these things. And you just keep traveling through, and you pass by one of these books, and it starts getting closer and closer. And it keeps getting closer and bigger and bigger and bigger in your vision. And you start to notice that actually a lot of the things around you are much larger than they should be.
I guess that answers my question of, can I reach out and grab the book then?
Actually, everything seems to be quite gigantic. The books, the papers, the gold even.
Are they? Or are we just getting smaller?
Tomato, tomato.
Roll perception.
God damn it.
I got a 22.
26.
13.
Oh yeah. Zenkarn, you notice first that you're not actually floating around in this massive cavern. You're actually floating above what seems to be some kind of office desk in a dark room. And everything is much, 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 much larger than it should be. And this sort of scape vortex you've been floating in is actually still this, like, floating pile of stuff that's very magical and whatnot, but is actually much smaller than you thought it was. Off in the distance, like the crackle, like, so loud, like thunder, you hear a door opening. And through that door, enters a sharp-suited, light brown, young-looking stallion with a gray mane. And he steps through. He takes off his hat that's on his head, sets it on the chair, and his giant looming face kind of looks upon you guys floating in all this detritus, in this tiny, tiny bubble. His whole face and his neck is a map of surgery scars, technological implants. His right eye seems to be some kind of implant. His left eye is glowing a little bit. And with his sick grin, he puts his hooves on the table and leans in and says, "Hello, my little ponies."
I'm not a pony, and fuck you.
I'm a minotaur.
I'm a pony, but I agree with the fuck you sentiment.
And we're 20 minutes over, so that's where we're going to end the session.
Fair enough.
Well, okay then.
Alright, I guess I'll do it again.
This has been Fallout as Dragons.
Join us next week.
for more magical what the fuckery.
Maybe you should do that again.
No, I like that just how it is. Just both you stumbling over to get the last word in.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed.